Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction video and this time I'm back to reacting to OG3NE singing Rise Like a Phoenix. Let's have a listen.
Waking in the rubble, walking over glass. Neighbors say we're trouble. Well, that time has passed. Peering from the mirror, no, that isn't me. A stranger getting nearer. Who can this person be? You wouldn't know me at all today. From the faded light I fly, rise like a phoenix. Out of the ashes seeking red vengeance. Retribution, you were born. Once I'm transformed, once I'm reborn.
Okay, I'm going to take a break. This is a new show that I do not know. De Beste Liedjes. Okay, I'm not going to mangle the Dutch. Okay, Songfestival. So a new show. It's really fun to see them reading on iPads, but interesting. It looks like this is a show where, you have to tell me, but so many people wanted me to react to this. I just don't know. But it sounds like it's a show that is doing covers of some other winners of the Songfestival. That's my guess. And these girls are always so spot on. And again, sister groups, family groups have natural blend and natural understanding of how to work together.
I'll rise up to the sky. You threw me down, but I'm gonna fly.
Ooh!
Rise like a phoenix out of the ashes, seeking red vengeance. Retribution, you were born. Once I'm transformed, once I'm reborn. You know I will rise like a phoenix.
That three-part harmony is so good. Now these girls just know also how to use their voice. You can feel them power up from below, drop that jaw, and they're looking at each other. So that's the other thing I love is that when you sing together, you have to look at each other, listen, and blend.
But you're my
All right, that was short, but very sweet and very masterful. So I'm not really familiar with this song or the artist, Conchita Wurst, I think. So I've heard of them, but I'm not really that familiar with the singer myself. But this particular performance, because that's all I can really react to, was just so amazing. It was just too short for me. But what was so amazing is they had those layered stacks of vocals that they were going higher, higher, and just like an ice cream cake of layers of just these great spot on high belts. And to be honest, high belting is hard. It's hard to learn because it's just like this kind of expression. So in classical singing, we do a lot of round face. But then with belting, it's like, yeah! Yeah, yeah. So you have this teethy look. So when you see this, you know that we're doing what we call the belt. And to be honest, I hate that term. I'm not going to get into it, but that is what you see. Now, what happens when I teach my students to do that kind of quality, it's kind of like that edgier sound with that, because remember the mouth is a resonator when you sing. What you're doing with your mouth, or so what you have to do to get that belt, basically here's a vocal lesson. So there's only 2 vocal cords, right? And they're always doing this. So when we're doing more of a what they're doing is there more space in the vocal cords rippling than they are engagement. And so when we do those belts, the chords are engaging more. They're like digging in. And so it's more of that heavier, sound. It's not like heavy, like it's just more snappy. Has a hey versus totally different sound. But what happens is you have to spend a lot more energy. So that's when we're singing it, they're like really kind of leaning back sometimes and just like engaging that solar plexus. And then what I call the molar action. So when I teach my students, I think of this. The teeth have to go straight back. And it's like a cat going, meow. That's the mouth position. It feels really weird when you first do it because it seems crazy. But that's how you're going to get those high belts. And it's kind of like engaging from below. Mouth does this, and it takes practice to get it. Because I didn't learn that until I was teaching for quite a while, and I've had teachers help me get it, and it took me a while to do it because I was more classically trained, and I also sing jazz, and jazz doesn't have a lot of belting. It can, but typically it's not super high belts like that. It's a bit more lower middle voice, and so it was new to me, but I've been doing it for a long time and I can teach it. But these girls are so masterful with it, and those layered voices, just belts that are just, and they blend so well because they're sisters, they have similar bone structure, and they listen and they understand each other. Because that's the thing about vocal groups, is that vocal groups are not little islands. They actually have to listen and communicate, because if everybody's in their own little vibe, it's not gonna lock. That's where that blend comes from. And the blend is the tone colors, but it's also the blend of the people that have to blend. So the voice has to kind of adapt to each other, which is why it's so much easier in families, because we have similar bone structure, and the bone structure really has a lot to do with the tone of the voice, the natural tone of the voice. I mean, I can make my voice sound like this, but my voice isn't meant to do that. And so it doesn't really sound very authentic, and it sounds kind of woofy. So they can all get that nice blend. Now, I don't know much about Conchita Wurst, very much. I just remember seeing their picture, but this must be a really famous song that it wasn't as famous here in the United States, but I always like to listen to OG3NE. So thanks for all of you guys that asked me to react. And if you have any more OG3NE songs that I haven't reacted to or come up, please let me know in the comments below. And I want to thank you for the likes, shares, and the subscribes. And also I want to let you know that I am still getting some I have lesson times in my schedule. So if you're interested in lessons, you can go to vocalsplendor.com and get information about my teaching schedule. And then also I want to let you know my 2 free passion projects I have on Facebook. The first one is called Creative Soul Alignment, and that is a group of people that love spirituality and the creative arts. And so it's kind of both, because here's the deal: when we are creating, we are experiencing our divine nature, because there's the creator and we're creators. So it's a great group of people. We have crafts, painters, songwriters, poets, all kinds of creative things going on in there. And just remember that when we create together, we can create this world of what we want together. And we just have to visualize it come together, because we can have the world that we can be free and creative without creepy overlords. So just remember that. And then my other group is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm teaching people how to succeed on YouTube. Both groups are free, and all the information is in the description. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.